Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero, and today we're going to be talking about Frosk again because essentially she's going after Henry Cavill for being a consenting adult with a woman. For some odd reason, she feels it's problematic that an older man cannot date a younger woman because I guess she's salty and jealous that she's not someone that Henry Cavill would pick to date. And we're going to go into this article from Bounding in the Comics, but before we get started, you guys will see I'm rocking my Rip Reverse Comics shirt, and make sure you hit the like button if you do like the video. Comment below what you think about all this and subscribe for more content, and let's jump right into this article from Bounding in the Comics. Former G4 host Frosk disingenuously attempts to frame actor Henry Cavill as problematic. In an apparent bid to retain her relevance following the collapse of G4's recent revival attempt, former Never Calls Indiana Frost Black has attempted and failed to frame former Netflix's The Witcher star Henry Cavill as problematic. After 3 seasons of watching Netflix Butcher author Andrzej Sapkowski's original work, Cavill announced his exit from the streaming giant's live-action adaptation of The Witcher on October 29th. Taken to his personal Instagram account, the Superman actor informs fans that, quote, "My journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with both monsters and adventures, and alas, I will be laying down my medallion and my swords for Season 4. In my stead, the fantastic Mr. Liam Hemsworth," which I believe he's like an SJW type, "will be taking up the mantle of the White Wolf." He then revealed, "As with the greatest of literary characters, I pass the torch with reverence for the time spent embodying Geralt and his enthusiasm to see Liam's take on his most fascinating and nuanced of men." Now, he's essentially leaving the show because, one, he's returning as Superman, and two, the writers and the directors and everyone working on the show besides him don't actually give a crap about the source material and the lore as much as he does. He enjoys the games, he enjoys the books, and he's not seeing him being the star fully on a show that's called The Witcher. So he's essentially leaving the show and hopefully moving on to better things by returning to the role of Superman. Concluding his post with a well wish for the Hunger Games star, Cavill asserted, quote, "Liam, good sir, this character has such a wonderful depth for him. Enjoy diving in and seeing what you can find." While many met this news with a mixture of emotions ranging from regret towards the wasted potential of his casting to relief that the actor no longer had to work with such bastardized material, Frost saw an opportunity to virtue signal. Quote, "Henry Cavill said some very questionable things around #MeToo and dated a 19-year-old as a 30+, wrote the former X-Play host. "I'm sorry that Henry Cavill will not date your ugly ass. Sorry that, older guys like to date younger women and not ugly women like yourself. Seeing people throw themselves at his feet for The Witcher is weird. The show is whatever at best. Again, The Witcher has lasted longer than your G4 revival has. It's lasted more than a year. Yours couldn't even last a year. So I wouldn't be talking about how the show is whatever when you couldn't even make a return show last a year." And the reason people are interested in watching this is because people know that Henry Cavill's a fan of the books of The Witcher and the games of The Witcher, and he's an actual nerd, unlike yourself. To me, you're a fake geek, girl. Frost's mention of Cavill's quote-unquote questionable Me Too comments is a reference to an interview the actor gave to GQ in Australia 2018. Asked by the publication for his thoughts on the movement, Cavill asserted, quote, "Stuff has to change, obviously," before briefly pausing and subsequently adding, "But there's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that," he continued. "It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called an ist or something." Now, he posited, "Now you really can't pursue someone further than no. It's like, okay, cool. But then there's like, well, why'd you give up?" And it's like, well, because I don't want to go to jail. Because, yeah, essentially, you got women out here falsely accusing men of having allegations years down the road, saying that they did stuff to them, they did bad things to them. Just look at Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. She ended up being the actual abuser, and Johnny Depp wasn't. He had the evidence to prove that she wasn't, but she essentially ruined his entire career, or any chance of returning to a great franchise like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Meanwhile, her mention of him having dated a 19-year-old refers to Cavill's ex-girlfriend, Tara King, a British woman with whom he shared a brief relationship between 2015 and 2016. Once again, Older men like to date youthful women and beautiful women. I'm sorry that Henry Cavill does not want to date your ugly ass with your terrible attitude. You are immediately off. Get out of my face with your trash attitude and your ugly ass looks. You need to get some help, fix your mental health, fix your head, and fix your appearance. Then come back. Okay? While Frost undoubtedly expected her tweet to earn her the praise and adulation of her more gender and identity politics as his peers, it was instead met with disagreement from nearly everyone who read it, including her own fans and supporters. Quote, so he was in a consensual adult relationship? Sarcastically asked YouTuber Jake Randall. Horrifying. Yeah, because two legal consenting adults in a relationship is somehow terrible. Once again, because you're 31 and you're washed up, you're mad that a good-looking dude is going out with a beautiful woman. Because that's not you. Weird way to out yourself, countered Frosk, disingenuously attempting to dismiss Randall as a creep. Lol. As someone who is 31, I can't imagine ever dating a teenager. And again, a teenager can't imagine themselves dating you, you ugly-ass bitch. She said, reaching for any reason to justify her original take. Especially since you look like Justin Bieber mid-transition, as people would say. We are in vastly different life stages, so while it may be legal, most of those relationships are pretty icky with power imbalance. Again, get better at grammar. Making it clear that I follow you because I support you. I admire Duran. I think a lot of people totally missed the point. No. Male gamers did not miss the point. We don't want your garbage politics in video gaming entertainment. It's a male-dominated hobby. Men talk shit to each other. Men talk shit to everyone. All the time. And if you can't hang, get the fuck out. Or grow thicker skin. Because the gaming sphere is never going to change. Just because women want to play video games now. And it's cool. And apparently nowadays it's cool to be a female and a gamer now. And back then, women shunned men who were gamers. Now all of a sudden it's cool now. And I'm sure there are plenty of women. I'm sure there were plenty of women who were playing games back then, but the percentage of it was very minuscule compared to what it is now. The same way I support you, I support a man that was in a loving consensual relationship with another adult. Randall once again affirmed, I don't understand the point of your tweet. Ever having backpedal from Cavill is akin to a predator. To I personally would never date someone with whom I had such a age gap. Again, no one with such an age gap would date you either. You are ugly. You are a terrible person. Your personality sucks. No one should be dating you at all until you clean up your act. Frosk attempted to again reframe her accusation, this time opening, when a man had a track record of pretty questionable quotes on Me Too and is dating a teenager, that's sus. No, actually, you're sus. Go back to the drawing board and shut the fuck up. It doesn't automatically make him a predator or anything, but you tried to frame it as if he is, though. That's the problem. Now you're backpedaling at this point, and you're trying to frame him as a predator. But I find that very questionable behavior, she argued. It's questionable behavior for two legal consenting adults to date. What a world we live in. She argued, continuing her attempts to brand Cavill with some vague notion of misconduct. There's a very popular song now by Demi Lovato called 29, which I think covers a lot of issues with what can come with those wage gaps pretty clearly. Once again, the same issues that come with those wage gaps can come in any type of relationship, though. Those types of things can happen in any relationship, regardless of age. Idiot. But you can also read a lot of different celebrity accounts of massive wage gaps in Hollywood and how they can lead to abuse. Once again, abuse can be in any kind of relationship. Could be in a regular friendship. Still attempting to inject some sense into the conversation, Randall clarified, I'm not saying there isn't issues with wage gaps. I'm 31 and also would not date a 19-year-old. Once again, that's your preference. That's your choice. You can do that. You cannot date someone with a huge wage gap. That's your choice. But there can be issues in relationships far worse, even if the age is equal. I agree. There can be a loving relationship with age gaps, he acknowledged. I just thought it was weird to jump on with no evidence. Sharing Cavill's above GQ Australia interview as her proof, quote-unquote, of Cavill's uncouth behavior, Frost was met with the appraisal from a fan that this one is a misfire, to which, as which she asserted, "I think he's weird and stuff," he said, indicative of how he thinks. Yes, so he wants to date younger, he wants to date hotter women. I'm sorry he won't date you because you're an ugly ass bitch looking like Justin Bieber mid-transition. The age gap thing, yeah, I agree, a little icky, but we're also not talking a Dane Cook situation. I think this one's a misfire, to be honest, Frost, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You're pretty on point with this stuff normally. There really hasn't been anything that she's been on point with, ever. That's why she keeps losing jobs, because she's such a nuisance, clearly, to be around. And that it's weird how much the internet loves him because he likes The Witcher. Now, people like Henry Cavill because he genuinely cares about the stuff he works on. He genuinely cares about playing Superman. He genuinely cares about The Witcher because he likes those characters. He's familiar with The Witcher. He's familiar with Geralt of Rivia as a character because he's read the books, he's played the games. He also likes Warhammer, so he's more of a nerd than you try to paint him out to be, unlike you. To me, you're a fake nerd. Honestly, you are a fake nerd in my eyes. Unlike Henry Cavill, who says fans are not toxic when they speak their mind about stuff and have criticism. They're just passionate. But we can't say the same about you, because you are ugly on both the inside and outside. She said, minimizing how his genuine love for such nerdy properties as The Witcher and World of Warcraft have gone along in endearing the actor with his fans. If I read another article praising him for being a true gamer, I'm going to lose it. Well, sorry to burst your bubble and sorry to hurt your fifis, but he seems to be more of a real gamer than you. So, finding herself on the losing end of the very discourse she had sparked, Frost then proceeded to justify shaming of Cavill on the grounds that he briefly dated former The Mandalorian star Gina Carano. It is big yikes energy. No, bitch, you're big yikes energy. I'm sorry that Henry Cavill once again likes to date attractive women that have amazing personalities, unlike yourself. You are a terrible person. You made a bunch of people who genuinely had nothing to do with your bullshit rant lose their jobs. You're ugly as fuck. You seem to be jealous as fuck that people actually like Henry Cavill and don't like your ass. And like I said, he's not going to date you. You're an ugly ass bitch. No one cares. So for you to attack Gina Carano, or matter of fact, Henry Cavill for his dating choices, should tell you a lot about yourself, tell you a lot about your insecurities, about good-looking dudes dating beautiful women. Ultimately unable to truly garner any real support, Frost concluded her wild swinging with a pathetic attempt to paint her critics as creeps, which is what she tends to do. A lot of dudes out here thinking dating a teenager when you're 33 is totally fine because it's legal. Yes, it is. As long as it's consensual, as long as it's legal, it's fine. You're just a dumbass. We understand you're stupid and you're not very intelligent. You're brainlit, you have room temperature IQ. We understand you're dumb. Yeah, it can be fine. Again, and you admit it's fine. But it can also be pretty effed up, pretty effing quick. A lot of self-reports. So she's basically saying anyone who critiqued her ass is going to be reported because you don't agree with her shitty opinion and her as a person. You are irrelevant, bitch. Nobody gives a shit about you. You are going to stay irrelevant because you're going to continue to be a dumbass, trying to attack people, try to throw shade at people that fans and audiences genuinely like. People genuinely like Gina Carano. People genuinely like Henry Cavill because they're not shitty people. They don't act like shitty Hollywood people like you. They genuinely care about their fans, unlike yourself. They genuinely show interest in the things that they work on, unlike yourself. So until you can figure out this problem with your insecurity, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Go away. No one cares. Thank you guys. That'll be the end of this rant from me. Thank you all for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it. Comment below what you think about this. Subscribe for more content. Make sure you hit the notification bell and set it to all. That way you get notifications when I post videos. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.